Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat. Today is Sunday, August 11th, 2019. If you are watching the VOD on YouTube, please be sure to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you are so inclined, head on over to twitch.tv/OtakuShowboat to give a follow and turn on notifications to be reminded when I go live, Sunday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. US Eastern Time. You can also follow me on Twitter at OtakuShowboat and visit my website at otakushowboat.com. We've got more Pyanodons today, where the theme will probably just be killing bottlenecks. That, I think, will be the theme for today. Expansion and removal of bottlenecks for very important items. So several things to note. First off, I don't know if you can see my face, my face. Hey, buddy, I thought I fixed you. I've got a mark on my face today. Um, yeah. So yesterday, I decided to hook up my Live Gamer HD to everything, basically. I decided, okay, it's been a year since I've moved home. I think it's about time I got around to actually hooking up my consoles to my capture card, my internal capture card on my computer. So I got around to doing that, and during that process, my light here to my left, I've got two lights, two barn door lights, one on each side of me, that sit on my desk and are raised up on tripods. Well, the one on my left fell on my face. So I've got a little mark today, and it fell when I was trying to run cables behind the desk because I currently actually have my PlayStation 3 on my desk simply because I don't really have anywhere else to put another console around here. And I wanted to at least hook up the PS3 in here. My Xbox One is not hooked up in here at the moment, but I've got my Switch, my PS3, my PS4. I've got even my N64, GameCube, Wii's, two of them, and a Wii U, all in here physically. They're not all hooked up. But anyway, so yeah, I got all of that done. I've got basically everything goes to an HDMI switcher, to a switch that outputs to the Live Gamer HD and passes through to the TV. So I've got really long cables going to my TV, HDMI cables, both of which from the computer itself. One from the computer graphics card to use as a monitor, and the other from the HDMI pass-through port on the Live Gamer HD going into the TV. So all of that's done. PS3's set up now as well. PS4 and Switch are both hooked up into the HDMI switch, so I can technically record whatever I want on any of those consoles. I still, however, have to get around to hooking up this doohickey, my Elgato Game Capture HD, to get the older consoles. But whatever. So as for the game itself, today, also yesterday I sort of spilled some water on my keyboard. That was fun. With my system going completely bonkers from key spam. It was not fun. I had to quite literally go to the back of the computer and flip the power switch because something about whatever fault was happening with the keyboard actually prevented the PC from actually shutting down. Like, even holding the power button to forcibly cut the power wasn't enough to actually cut the power to the PC to get things to stop freaking out. So I had to completely cut the power, unhook the wet keyboard, and use another keyboard the rest of the night. So that was fun. I do have the keyboard hooked back up today after it has spent the night drying, and I haven't had any issues with it as of yet on my Corsair K70. So that was fun having to deal with that, and of course the computer restarted. So yet again, I've had to quote fix my white balance on my webcam. So yeah, it's great. It's great, and having to turn back on all of the various doohickeys that I use for streaming. Yeah, that's fan freaking tastic every time that happens. On the update front for Pyanodon's mods, there were only a couple of updates. One is that sand castings will be required for molten-based nichrome, as well as the Nextlit accumulators that we talked about last time. The Mark II Nextlit accumulators are now locked behind nanotech. So, hey, that's a thing. However, neither of these have been pushed live yet, neither of these updates. So they're changed in the code on GitHub, but they're not pushed yet. Hello, Pyanodon. It's a red panda. Anyway. Also, one other thing to note, I have officially added into the mix the... what the heck's it called again? Stone water wells. I have added this one. I looked through all the various types of alternative methods of making water, and I thought this one was the better option. Like, there are ways to forcibly just make water on the ground. I mean, I'm not lacking water, Pynodon. It's just saves time. I'm just looking at saving time rather than having to run a whole bunch of extra water pipe lengths. Which water well, this particular version, it's a big, like 5x5 building, but it's functionally identical to an offshore pump. So compared to other methods, it's better than the quote water well mod, which is just a pump jack that pumps water at 100 units per second. This would be better than that because it's 1200 units per second in a 5x5 grid versus a much larger footprint to get the same amount of throughput out of the water wells. This is also available early, like from the beginning of the game. I've just decided I like the sprite on this one, so I'm going with this. So let's go into the actual save today to continue where we left off. Where did I leave off? I left off having fixed some power failures. Like, last stream was all about fixing the power because the base was dead. Completely dead last time. And I'm currently automating some solar panels, going into perpetual power blocks here. And I believe last time I mentioned how I wanted to wire this such that all of the buildings here get powered off of this, and then all of the combustion turbines are wired to the rest of the base, so that even if I consume more power than what the combustion turbines can produce, it will not reduce the amount of power that they produce, because all of these buildings will be running off of this, which should always provide enough power, regardless of what else happens in the base. So that is ultimately what I decided in order to avoid any positive feedback loops that result in a complete and total loss of power, which is what I experienced the last time. Just reiterating that the issue that ultimately had caused the lack of power to begin with stemmed from consuming more power than I was able to produce, thereby reducing the ability of my cooling towers to process steam into water at a fast enough rate to give the powerhouses enough water to keep producing combustion mixture to keep providing power, so it feedback looped down until it just stopped producing power completely. Now, there's also other issues with water, so the game updated, and anytime the game updates, I have to recheck all of my closed loops lately because of some magical thing completely eliminating water from closed loops. So, yeah, again, here, there's not enough water in here. Water has magically disappeared from my closed loop in here. And if it's magically disappeared from here, it's magically disappeared from every other closed loop that I have. Yes, it's incredibly weird. Although I think they did something again with fluid boxes in 1764, so there is a chance that basically any fluid that was in a building in a fluid box that was updated has vanished. So any time I have a closed loop, because in vanilla there are no building of closed loops like this, so it doesn't matter that that happens in vanilla so much, but if it happens here in this mod set where you have these closed loops, any time there's an update that will void out any fluid in a fluid box, you've now lost that amount of fluid from your closed loop, which can cause problems. As far as I can tell, it's happening on Factorio updates. I haven't checked if it's on save game reload, like every save game reload. I just know that it happens occasionally, and it's been happening for a fair amount of time. Since, actually, it's been happening, I can say, since 1760, at minimum. So yeah, problems associated after 1760. Thank you so much, devs, for that update. And I'm pretty sure it's because they mess with fluid boxes in these updates. Anyway, I am going to attempt to find and eliminate bottlenecks today. Yes, they always break things that were working. Always, always. So first off, I want to improve the efficiency of this, which means it's about time I get around to adding more tin. How does that sound? It's about time I get around to adding more tin. Oh, there's one other note that I didn't write down on my notes, and I need to point this out. So, actual craft time currently is technically broken, but on the mod page itself, someone has posted in the discussions section the update that you need to make into the code to fix it for yourself until the actual mod gets fixed. There is a nil text value that crashes the save when you access this, when you click on a building and you try changing the number of machines. So, yeah, that's been happening as of 1764. So, actual craft time mod needs to be updated. I had it crash when looking at a soil extractor and trying to change the number of machines. Errors. So, I've made that fix into the code of actual craft time that had been posted on the mod page, and now everything appears to be fine. But just know that because it wasn't an official update, that code may have weaknesses, and there may be some other issues that might result in a crash. So, yeah, fun times with that. Happy, happy fun times. Such is life when the game is being actively developed. I think that's partially what's been killing Kerbal Space Program mod development, is that they just keep updating their game and they haven't, like, stopped to give people time to make something more permanent. And you're getting people who are just getting tired of having to constantly update their mods and are just abandoning them, and it's rather disappointing whenever that happens. Sometimes developers just have to stop and let go and not keep tweaking and let the mod community do its thing. Anyway. You know, like Skyrim way back when, they just stopped doing any major updates to the game after a certain point, relatively close after launch. After they released their major DLCs and all of that, they just stopped. They released it on a whole bunch of other systems, and they came out with the special edition, or yeah, whatever, yeah, special edition. They did that, but realistically speaking, the amount that they change is minimal whenever there's an update. Yeah, SKSE is very version dependent, but that alone hasn't been enough to kill the modding scene there. But when you get to fundamental changes to the game, like here and in Kerbal Space Program, if you do that for too long, you're gonna end up killing your mod community, because people just aren't going to stay with it the entire time. Alright. Tin. How am I going to do tin? I also want to do, by the way, sulfur. And I want to do sulfur renewably. How does one do sulfur renewably? Well, there is this recipe called the vanilla sulfur recipe that takes water and petroleum into sulfur. How does one do petroleum renewably? Well, about that, see. There are a few methods, including this one. And you can crack the light oil, so you can effectively make 250 units of petroleum gas every 2.8 seconds in a fluid separator. Yes, very thick buses are amazing. Very thick. So, this recipe uses CO2 and olefins. How do you get olefins renewably? We already know how to do the CO2 renewably. I'm already making CO2 renewably out of wood. That much is fine. How do you get the olefins renewably? Well, there happens to be this recipe that takes nextlet, hydrogen, and CO2 and converts it into olefins. This is the recipe that I've ultimately decided to use because nextlet gets ground bored, which, as I've discussed many times in the past, ground boring is a renewable process. Like, it's genuinely a renewable process. So, I have an infinite supply of Nextlit, just like I have an infinite supply of CO2 and an infinite supply of hydrogen via the water electrolysis. So, because of that, that means I have an infinite supply of olefins, which means I have an infinite supply of anything that olefins are used to make, in this case, petroleum gas out of olefins and CO2. Therefore, I have an infinite supply of sulfur out of converting petroleum into sulfur. So, yeah, that's a thing. That is an interesting way of getting an infinite amount of sulfur at this point in the game without needing to rely at all on any of the sulfur veins. Haha! I'm starting to understand your naming schemes on the recipes. Ah. Yeah, not that you don't have any sulfur veins around. Yeah. Cough, cough. Cough, cough. Cough, cough. Not that I don't have sulfur veins or anything. Let's see here. If only there was a way to get rare earth renewably. Yeah, out of solution, out of slurry, out of mud, out of dust, out of powder, out of ore. Yeah, if only there was some other way of getting ore than rare earth bolides. So there are many things in this mod that you are able to get infinitely. Rare earth is one of those that you can't. As far as I can tell, going through all of these chains, there isn't a way of getting rare earth infinitely through any means. It doesn't exist as like a byproduct of anything else, so that's the thing at the moment. Huh, alien life will make even more. Alright, that'll be fine. Yes, and phosphorus. Yeah, so the phosphorus stuff out of the rocks only comes from the remains. Actually, phosphorus, hello. Hey. I think this is renewable. For the record, phosphorus is renewable. Because sulfuric acid is renewable through sulfur. You need you need nanotech. You need nanotech to get there, so you do have to wait a while before you can do this. Collagen, by the way, is stuff. Zapier processing plus urea plus acetic, which acetic at the moment is only used in zinc acetate, so need more for collagen. Only one way of getting collagen. But yeah, see, this recipe gives you phosphate rocks as well as phosphoric acid. Now, unfortunately, the phosphoric acid can't go backwards into phosphine, so if you remove the rocks from that recipe, you do make phosphine a non-renewable resource. Because phosphine can only come from phosphorus, and phosphorus can only come out of the phosphate rock stuff, so that would be a way of killing things. Oh yeah, that's powdered phosphate. Interesting. So, tin. I have to decide how I want to do tin, whether or not I want to ground bore tin up here or somewhere in like a little box area that I can scale. I'm thinking of doing that, doing something that I can scale, and I have to throw drill heads at it. So let's run some drill heads. Where's my car? Out here. Time to bring up my drill heads. Pretty sure I have enough. I have to remember what lane they're on, though. Oh, I ran into a thing. I'm like, why did I stop? Oh, yeah. That would be why. Yeah, I just need a lot more tin. Required for mega mines. Ah. For the mega drill heads. So you can't use regular drill heads at all on other mines. Those big mines, anyway. But still, 10 gigajoules! 10 gigajoules! I mean, it would depend on how much power those megamines need for how long they last, but still. 10 gigajoules! That's a lot! That is a lot. Why did I go down here again? It's already slipped my mind. Right, these. Drill heads. Only enough to go up and then over to get onto the bus. How far have I run these? Drill heads here. Now, if I'm going to go the route of ground boring to get a lot more tin, I may as well do that for everything. Like, drill head the everything. Massively produce drill heads, massively produce iron and chromium, massively produce... well, infinitely produce tar for coal gas, for aromatics, for lubricant. Let's go full Echo, stop. It thought I called it. Stop. Echo, stop. There. It finally stopped. It thought I called it and asked it something. When I didn't. I hate when that happens. I'm gonna unplug that thing one of these days. Someone actually pointed out in one of my videos that there is a nearly closed or infinite system for producing sodium hydroxide from slacked lime. I was going to look at that. Slacked lime from lime. Slacked lime used in sodium hydroxide. Yeah, just add salt to get limestone. I can go back into slacked lime. The issue with this is it's not as good of a loop as it first seems, because in order to get the lime for the slacked lime, you have to add a lot of coke into that, and there's only one way of getting lime for the slacked lime. Slacked lime is a byproduct of acetylene. You do need acetylene, but ultimately, if you're going to be using slacked lime, you're going to have to do this. So this just eats up lots of coke to do. And slacked lime has many other purposes besides sodium hydroxide. Especially since you can get as much sodium hydroxide as you want by processing saline water. That is already an infinite resource, because you can get saline water out of rocks, stone, and stone is infinite because it is able to be both sand extracted and brown board. So that's a thing. Also, I was running my thing here. Finally getting around to doing these undergrounds. Oh gosh. Yeah, that's the spacing. You're going that way. So oddly enough, I need drill heads here to use, and I'm intending on making even more drill heads. Car, take all this stuff out of my hands. That I don't need on me right now. I'll need the landfill back at some point, but I just need slots. And on up. Ah, here we go. Need you again. Let's get out of the car. So yeah, there's not many things that aren't renewable thus far. The rare earth is one of them that I noticed, and I'm not particularly sure about anything else. at this point in time outside of rare earth. Because I found the sulfur, I found the phosphates. I'm pretty sure... Well, diamonds, of course, you do have the option of doing the particle accelerator for diamond, so there technically is that as well. Which can dodge the entire kimberlite processing chain. Although, it's a lot of power. And a lot of, graphite. Ergo, a lot of coke. A lot of coke for that. To, bypass the, kimberlite processing. Not like I don't have kimberlite, either. But, I mean, at some point I have to get around to addressing what if you don't have access to all of these things. And, yeah, that'll be how I do it, I guess. I need more undergrounds. I need to use hotkeys more. More often. I set them up for good reason. And here I am just not using them. Oh, goodness me. Yeah, that's a thing. Please be like the end. Nope, you're not the end. Ugh. Alright. That's the end, though. Be sure I need iron. Or better yet, I just need to walk into my network and have my minions ship me stuff. And take away all of the crud. Taking up valuable space. Come on, dudes. Bring me things. Of course, I also want to start automating the production of the glorious ground borers. Right here, I need soil extractors automated to do that. Also, I want my sand extractors automated, so that will be the next thing. I should be able to just plop down both of these. I'm unsure if I'm doing steam engines currently, so I may need to add a steam engine one, but that is fine and dandy and easy. And now that I've got all my things on me again, time to head on back. Do a belt line right here. So, ideally, I'll at least get the tin done today. We shall see how long it takes to get everything else set up. I want to get it so that it's just a copy-paste block. Like, here's tin. Here is a whole bunch of tin. That makes a certain amount of tin in this nice little renewable block that isn't dependent upon robots bringing in ore or just having them take the plates out. That's my ideal situation with all of these things. By the way, is setting it up in such a way that I'm not forcing my robots to do things that they don't necessarily have to do, but also providing the end products on to the network in relatively decent locations. Also, I would need to bring up... Do I need any gases for this? I need the water, of course, for that. If I choose to use the rocks into saline. I mean, that is an option for dealing with byproducts. Just make some saline water and stick it behind an overflow valve. Now, I should be automating like every single one of these machines. Ah, yeah, so I need water for this step. By the way, Pyanodon, if you are still here, I did want to ask about whether or not the later phases of the tin have been updated since the end of April when the Pi Raw Ores thread was last updated with the chains analysis. Because going past this at this point requires a lot of extra inputs that I'm unsure whether or not it's actually worth that extra efficiency to get more tin plates by expending those resources. So, did I even write down what those extra resources are? I don't think I did. No, not for... Wait, yes, I did. If you have the inputs, you think it's worth it. So, the extra inputs are... So you have to spend some chromium, which I've said before is sort of infinite, so that's fine. It's soda ash regeneration solution, that's new. There's filtration media, and then there's grease. I just don't know if it's worth the grease. And filtration media, I mean... What's not infinite about any of this? I guess nothing? Coal is infinite for coke, for activated carbon, for filtration media. Grease is lard, which again is irrelevant, not limited. Nexlit's not limited. Lube is technically not limited either. And I know grease is also needed for the diamond chain. So this could act as a gateway into the diamond chain to set up something for grease, because grease gets used 3 times on the diamond chain, processing 3 separate things, I think. Yes, grease for the grade 1, 2, and 3 fluids. So, yeah, jig, grade 1, 2, and 3. Need the grease there. And the soda ash gets used in kimberlite processing for diamonds as well. So the tin further processing uses the soda ash as well as grease. Both of those are needed anyway for diamonds. I think I may as well set those up at the moment. Now, soda ash. This stuff is saline plus ash plus water. Ash is infinite. Well, you can make it out of bones, for one. You can also make it out of fiber. You can make it out of coal dust. And you can make it out of flue gas. Ash is not hard, actually. It's just the saline that is the questionable one. Just because the only way to get salt is out of saline. So, yeah, that's interesting. Salt infinitely is out of saline. But getting saline, you've got condensed distillates at 50 per second. You can frack the stuff, which is amusing. Yes, let's frack 250 units of saline water per second at the cost of some drilling fluid and drill heads and concrete and pipes and explosives. Actually thinking about this, drill heads, infinite. Concrete, also infinite. Pipes, infinite. Explosives, also infinite. Do you go through the effort of making collagen, though? Probably not. Glycerol, infinite. So, yeah. Fracking would be nice. Salt is infinite because saline water is infinite, and you can convert saline water into salt. So salt is infinite. But yeah, saline water, stone. Stone to saline. Stone is not a limited resource. I say that, yet it's all power. It's basically you convert power into all of these, and power, as I've said before, sort of infinite as well. Okay. I need to set up a few extra things that need to be automated. I'm unsure. I don't think I have steam engines yet. No, I don't have the steam engines. I have automated factories, so you are steam engines. Grab this guy. You are going to be ground borers. Only the one ground borer exists. Soil extractor. Do I have that? I think so. No, I don't. Alright, so I need soil extractors. Those go up to Mark 4. That will be the soil extractors. Grab you. Ah, so convenient just being able to just place things like this. Alright, soil extractor. 1, 2, 3. Request. Limit. limit. Of course, limit that, limit that. Maybe not that many, though. Request, request. Not going to do anything with that one yet. Then over here, we've got... See, you need the soil extractors. You are going to be the sand extractors. Excuse me while I get more things. Not really going to justify Mark II things. Oh, hello. That is a train. That is a train. Think I need titanium for something over there. Let's see. Yes, I was here for my thingies. These guys. I think I might want to place down a few more of those. Just saying. How much titanium did you want? Oh, that's why. They wanted 3.3k. Because this moves fast, apparently. Yep. 2, 3. Put down this stuff. Oh, hello, tech. Yeah, give me crafting speed, sure. And crafting speed. Let's see, how many do I have on my network? 1,202. Only 1,202. Logibots. I have 619 construction bots. They're all being used to place all of this aluminium tile. All this gray. All this gray is all orders to place down aluminium tile literally everywhere. Let's see. Get my limits going. You can do that many. Limit. Limit. Hello, kitty. You should actually be able to produce. That's good. Time for power. Yeah, kitty, you enjoy your time in the box in my bedroom? He was sleeping in a box that he's come to like. Great big box for a TV part that I had bought a while ago to fix our 4K TV in the living room. Because it went out! And it was the power board that went out, so I bought a new power board and I installed a new power board. A lot less expensive to do that than replace the whole TV. Fortunately, it was not the first time I've replaced a TV power board. The one right next to me, my Vizio, actually, I have replaced the power board on because the exact same thing happened. It just stopped turning on one day, a long time ago. So I replaced the power board on it, and it's been working fine since. I've owned it now for a longer period of time with this replaced power board than I had when the original went out. So this one has lasted longer thus far. Alright, enough being massively distracted here. Yeah. Have I actually made things yet? Autosave! Yeah, things are being slowly but surely made. You need... those. Right, let's make those. An actual use for burner miner drills. Wish more mods would actually make use of the burner miner drills. Like this. I mean, I've never thought it really made sense that electric mining drills didn't require burners. Like, you can just make the electrics... This is a problem with vanilla, by the way, is that literally nothing uses burner mining drills in the base game. So once you're out of the early game, you're just stuck with all of the burner mining drills that you've made to get through that initial phase of the game. You're just stuck with them. And it is quite annoying. Also, while I'm at it, you are going to make these. Grab that. Power. Pretty sure I'm making everything, including the offshore pump? Yeah, including the offshore pump. Excellent. I should have a train of these guys bringing in the stone bricks, even the piped grounds, because I am making piped grounds. Way over yonder. All the way over yonder. Here, I have the iron piped grounds. I just need a lot of iron while waiting on things to back up. It's just a huge flood of demand for iron right now. Now, how are the various parts looking for crafting stuff? Various bits and bobs over here. So I've got washers here. 20 washers, even 20 Mark II washers. That's good. The advanced foundries are good, even the Mark IIs. The jaw crushers, I've got some Mark II jaw crushers. I've got the pumps. What about secondary crushers and all of that? I have apparently forgotten to do the requester chest on the secondary crushers. So that is next. What was that again? Like, wait a minute, where was that? Where was it? Here. Yeah, I simply did not do a... Ooh. Yeah, lamps. Right there. Okay, that means I have everything. So you should be going. You are fine. You are fine. What was you? You are the Mark IV electrolyzer. I've got electrolyzers. Apparently not Mark II? Oh. Yeah, that would explain it. I've got some electric engine units as well, which is great. I've got labs, I've got gasifiers. You are now able to craft, which is fantastic. Here I have a thing. Stack inserter. I should have some circuit 2s that can come in for this. For now, though, take that. Just needs the advanced small parts, and then I'll have Mark II electrolyzers going. I've got tar processing units in Mark II variety. Got my sinkholes, various valves, gas vents. Just reviewing what I have here for a moment. Pressures, DDCs. You are missing... what? What are you missing? Tank 3000L. Okay, that is one that got overlooked. 3000L tank. Fortunately, I have all of that being made. That'll give me the Mark IIs. Next. Okay, I'm going to bring up Jig. That's what I need next. Jigs! Jigs and grease tables and all of that good stuff. Let's see. Where is the jig? The jig is in fusion, alright? And what about grease tables? Grease tables. What do I need to make for you? Oh, hey, ground borers. Well, would you look at that. I need, oh, hello. I'm pretty sure I have the assembling machine 1 down there. Yeah, I have all of that. An actual use for these. Gee. That is amazing. Grease table, what else over here? Don't think I have mixers yet. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I would know about the mixers because it needs the 8000L tank. And I've got the 4000L here, so that works. I'm just double checking here briefly. Okay. Grab you. That. Be sure to limit everything. Not you, though. Actually, yes, you. Wait, what? I said... what? I said limit. Limit the things. What? There. There we go. Now it's limited. Power. All of the things need the power. Beautiful and glorious. Okay. Okay, what is next? Oh, you took washers. Interesting. Very interesting. How about you? Why are you not getting any stone and pipe to grounds delivered? Maybe they went off to storage chests further down the bus. That would make sense because I've got stone here and I've got plenty of the pipe to grounds, so anyway. Oh, apparently this is full. That's good to know. Next. Let's see here. Hydro classifiers. That's next. Also, yeah, I guess I'll do it here. Hydro classifiers are... That's a cyclone. Probably need that too. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. There we go. Can you be made? Yes. You can be made. You need float. Okay. I'll leave it to flotation cell mark 1. Do that, and do that, and power. Does that need flotation cell 2? No. That's fine. That is fine. Have I made, like, impact crushers or anything like that? Nope. Not yet. Not as of yet, but what else do I need? So I needed the hydro classifiers. Scrubbers. Scrubbers, ball mills. Classifiers. Thickeners. Centrifugal pans. Oh, that's one I know I only need the one of. Centrifugal pan. You. Yeah. Not making it otherwise. Tailings! Tailings pond is required for that. Right there. Wow. Got all that. Got all of that. Already started making mixers. And I have a whole bunch of pressure pumps. So yeah, that's all fine and dandy. Here comes the trains. Next. Any of these thickeners? Do I need thickeners for any of this? Yes I do. Thickener. You're next. Thickener and... let's do... yeah, electric arc furnaces. And... casting units. Looks like those need local radars. I need boilers. Ooh, that's a train. Hello, train. I think I need stone bricks for something. Hmm. Alright, you were going to be these. Now you can see how robots make things, like, trivial at this point. Right? I think you can see how robots tend to trivialize some aspects of the game. Because at this point it's just place buildings, place requester chests, make stuff. That's all it really comes down to. And then you get stuff that looks a lot like this every single time. That's why I tend to not focus on robots very much. If at all. Yeah, there's some... they are pretty much needed just for the sheer volume of stuff that you need to make. Both variety and amount, I should point out, of stuff that needs to get crafted in this. It's just amazing seeing this. Oh yeah, there's all the steel coming in. Fortunately, I have plenty of steel. I have out until about here. Okay. I want to make sure that I get the buildings placed here for that and that. Yeah, and I can make you as well. And also do Mark II casting. Here's my Mark II casting. You know, the whole point of this was to get tin in order to get more advanced small parts. It actually looks like you're being limited by sticks now, which is limited by iron, which... yeah. See about that. See about that. I didn't actually finish running the drill heads either. Oops. That always happens, by the way. I always run the belt here past the lake and then completely forget that you're not done yet. That there is more. Up we go! Oh, hello, rocks. My arch nemesis. Okay, that will be... that. You are missing soil extractors, you are missing iron. I'm fine with not having enough iron. Oh, hello, you need to definitely be limited. Ah, good. Deep wells. Cool. A tailing pond. Alright, how am I doing here? I think just fine. So, now I want to define a space to devote to the tin. Something close by-ish. Preferably not with all this water blocking my ability to place stuff down. Yeah, I know there's ore out there as well. I guess here is just fine for this. I do, however, want to do a debris destruction. In fact, I probably should just do this and just drag all the way down. Do something I should have done a really long time ago. Chug, chug, chug. Oh my gosh, 9. We're at 9, or sub 9. Sub 9 UPS. Oh boy. That was a thing. Sub 9, folks. Getting rid of all of the trash. Oh boy. Yeah, that's... yeah, that can happen. Let's add even more things for my 626 construction bots to do, on top of placing about 400,000 tiles of aluminium plates everywhere. They can't even get to stuff that's further out on the bus either, so a lot of it is just gonna sit there with red X's until I happen to walk past with nanobots. It'll happen eventually. wow. Didn't even hit those either. That's odd. Alright. I think at this point I will be placing ghosts. Yeah, I think I'll place ghosts down. So, you ground borers. Step 1, of course, ground bore the tin. Ground bore the ore. Where do I want to do this? Probably here. And these do... how much per second again? (15/4). 15/4. 3.75. That's 4 per yellow belt. For tin, mind you. Actually, the recipes should be somewhere. Yes, here. You get more limestone. You get a... whoa, that's... faster. Where's the... Alright, so next to that is every 0.75. That's good to know, actually. And this is more lubricant and coal gas for the iron. Tin has even more. I see. I see. Speaking of which, I also need to scale lubricant. This limestone is actually pretty decent of a space saver. The molybdenum, of course, is always going to be valuable, although it is 3 drill heads versus just 1. But molybdenum, you need a lot of it to get very little out of it, which is a shame. Stone... I think I prefer the other method to get, even though it is 20 per 1.2 cycle. Just looking at the recipes for a second. Oh, that's the same for chromium as it is for tin. Interesting. So I know it'll be 4, and it's gonna take a fair amount of stuff to do. Oh, hey, they're moving stuffs. Why are you moving stuff away? Oh, because they're construction bots breaking stuff down. How is all this doing at the moment? Oh, and then I have another thing that takes ground borers, doesn't it? As an ingredient that... yeah, here. For these guys. So unfortunately, the grease tables are going to be taking all my ground borers for the moment. That's a shame. Give me my ground borers, please. Circuit 1s are limited as well. Please make these so that I can do this and get a better idea as to... 144 hours. 1 per second drill heads, 15, 10 out, 300 lubricant and coal gas. Do I localize lubricant and coal gas production to have something I can just copy paste? Rather than attempt to deal with fluid mechanics and pipe segments and pipe throughput over long distances. Because I know I'm going to need a lot of lubricant and a lot of coal gas. Do I just do it here? That targets the exact amount that I need. I think I do that. Okay. What is the process that I want to use to make the lubricant and the coal gas here? Well, there is a method that just takes iron. What is this method? Well, this involves the destructive distillation column making tar out of stone. Tar out of stone. This also gives you coarse fraction and tailings dust that I have to do something with. Cough, cough, cough. What? What? This is all valid. This is all things that one can do to avoid issues. Yes, oil processing and all that. Oh, by the way, Pyanodon, since you're here... Ahem, oil burners. I've said this already, but again, I'll repeat. Oil burners are better than fuel oil production and burning fuel oil. They're actually better for units of crude oil to power out. Oil burners are actually better. Even bringing the efficiency back to 0.5, they're still better. They can burn anything with fuel value, which would include crude, tar, coal gas, syngas, I think also has a fuel value. Flammables, yeah, flammable stuff. So anything that has a fuel value. If I come down here, 500 kilojoules on refined syngas. We've got, oddly enough, nothing on lubricant or organic solvent. We've got 1 megajoule on heavy oil, so heavy oil matches crude. then down here we've got... yeah, the 1 megajoule there. We've got nothing on aromatics, oddly enough. You've got 100 kilojoules on syngas. 100 kilojoules. Then 1 on tar. 400 kilojoules on coal gas. 1 megajoule on benzene. Benzene, of all things. 1 megajoule. So, the issue with this stems from the crude oil being 1 megajoule, actually. Because, I mean, even at the 50% efficiency, it would consume, yes, twice as much crude oil, but these things are set to be 1.8 megawatt out on the output, even if it takes 3.6 per second of crude to give you 1.8 megawatts. That is still significantly better production per unit of crude oil versus converting it to fuel oil and burning fuel oil in a powerhouse, even with Mark II combustion turbines. Actually, I can do the math right now. So these are up to 56.1 times 0.8 because it's 800 Celsius temperature combustion mixture, so you only get 80 out of it. That's 44.88 per 60 units of combustion mixture, or 0.748 megawatts. Oh gosh, links. What's this? Links. Well, you need a permit for that. Stuff has a lot of things have 1 megajoule. Jeez, yeah. Anything higher than that? That would be cool. Outlet gases. Yeah, so some of this is coal bed gas is a megajoule? Wait, what? Hold up. Math time. Math break. Coal bed gas is a megajoule. How much energy do these use again? Hold up. Can I burn coal bed gas and net more power than is required to make the coal bed gas? Because that might be the easiest power loop, period. Full stop on that one. That might be the easiest power loop. That might be the easiest power loop. Also, yeah, select copy and paste that value. So, I mean, coal bed gas, it's you add oxygen, but again, oxygen is infinite. It's just a little bit of extra power. Plus, you have hydrogen that you get out of it, and you can burn the hydrogen for even more power. So, I mean, if you want to consume the coke, but again, coke is also just power. It's free. So, that's a thing. I went right past it. It's 10 units of coal bed gas per second. That's 10 megawatts. Megajoules per second, or megawatts, of coal bed gas per extractor. These things have 750 energy consumption, and they have a module slot, so you can reduce that by 30% with a module. Down to 524. Yeah, you use... Oh, speaking of which... Speaking of which... Let's fix this. Add more water into it because of magically losing water. Magic reductions. That should help. I'm currently only using the coal bed gas to produce refined syngas. But holy crap. This would be completely worth it. I mean, this would definitely be worth burning in those oil burners. Absolutely. And these also consume very little energy to begin with. You can also do efficiency in all of these. So, and you can efficiency the electrolyzers for the oxygen. Which means we've got an infinite supply of power here that is subject only to the bug affecting closed loop systems. So yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Now, I will note that this also suffers from the same potential positive feedback loop that kills any other closed loop systems that give you power. So I would want to set something up that is like this, but powered through solar. Fully powered through solar for the actual energy that the machines consume to make the coal bed gas, and then have the steam engines from the oil burners attached to the main network. But yeah. So, while my point of all that was about how the oil burners are significantly better use of crude oil if you're burning crude oil for energy, yeah, it turns out there's a completely free power method. Oh, hello. Why are you all... What are you all doing? Oh, you're pulling stone and stone brick from storage further down the line for some reason. Don't know why. They're just choosing to do it. So let's see, we've got coal bed gas, we've got raw gas, refined natural, purified natural, pure natural, residual, dirty syngas. And purified and hot. Oh, the distillates are all 1 megajoule too. That's convenient. Light oil, petroleum gas. Of course, gasoline and diesel, methanol, all of those are 1. Coke oven gas is a megajoule. Interesting. I'm currently making syngas out of that. But otherwise, an interesting use. So, I was discussing about getting tar to make enough coal gas and lubricant. Coal gas obviously can come from tar through the gas fires. You can also get it straight from wood, which can also give you a little tar as well. Now that's an interesting concept. I could make wood and convert it to coal gas and tar. Convert the tar to aromatics to lubricant. Tar to creosote to aromatics to lubricant. I just don't know how the ratios work out. What would be easiest? Because ultimately, what this would do is it would consume iron. And if I do the route of wood instead, this process, it would give coal some iron oxide that'll probably get burned. It would give not insignificant amounts of coal gas as well as some tar at the cost of a lot of wood per second, but choices. Well, I need 300 per second on the coal gas. So, yeah, you can see how I'm clicking, how much I'm clicking here. That, yeah, 45 Mark II destructive distillation columns, 300 per second on wood. That is literally a 1-to-1. Boy, yeah, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. I want something this century, thanks. So you give 500 units per second of that, in order, let's see, gasifiers. Gassies. Give me a gasifier. Right here, thanks. Oh, right, my Constructobots are currently busy, so this likely won't let me do anything until I clean this stuff out, please. Take stuff out of my inventory. I don't think I need that upgrade planner anymore. gassy fire, where art thou? Where did I put you again? Here. It's rather unfortunate that gasifier is only stacked to 5. Why do they only stack to 5? Most buildings stack to 10, yet gasifiers only stack to 5. So do the Mark IIs. Gasifiers are just unique in that they stack to 5 when everything else is 10. Seemingly everything else. I'm uncertain about, let's see, secondary crushers. Oh, that's a refresh button? I did not know that. I did not know that that is a refresh button. Here I am this entire time clicking away and then clicking back to get it to refresh. You can just push a button. How you doing? Still limited by the iron. Anyway. Yeah, so it's just an interesting thing that gasifiers are 5 when most things are 10. You there. So, ooh. More options for reference. My mind is just thinking, oh hey, that's a way of getting lubricant from nothingness, from the ether. This is a way of getting lubricant from the ether, because you can get refined syngas out of coal bed gas, which is what I'm currently doing to make my refined syngas. It comes at the cost of filtration media, which is much, much, much better than using straight up activated carbon through the syngas to refined syngas recipe. Organic matter is free, as is hydrogen. Organic matter comes from wood. Logs, actually, would be the better option. Logs into organic matter being fed by CO2-based logs, which, again, out of organic matter, feeds itself, and then some provides extra CO2. I can just keep making a bunch of organic matter. That's fine. Refined syngas, fine. So yeah, there's a bunch of, oh gosh, Kitty, what's the problem? He just like screamed, and it's like, oh boy. It's Kole. Yeah, Cole. The poor Cole. Anyway, I was looking at you. So to get 300 per second. Oh, that would be 5. That would be 416. That would be well under 500. Well under 500. I'm realizing this is a lot of coal gas in actuality. And then the yeah, tar processing units. I'm looking at how much tar I need to then get an idea of how much stone I need to then get an idea of how much iron I need, and I have a feeling this is going to be a lot just to feed a single yellow belt of tin. And it makes me wonder if I should do tin first or if I should do iron, because, yeah, this is going to be a lot of iron. You, mine. You, mine. Might not have enough of the Mark IIs here, by the way. We shall see. And then I'll have to think about how modules play into this and all of that nonsense. Alright. And this was only a Mark I gasifier, so I could put down a Mark II. Anyway. Tar processing unit. Oh, hello. Crude oil from tar, plus Nexlet. Hello, free infinite crude. Infinite tar. Infinite crude. Cool. Good enough. Good enough. And then, what building is the lubricant from aromatics? Desulfuriz... The desulfurizer. Sorry, desulfurizator. I think I've called this desulfurization previously, but I'm actually reading it. It's desulfurizator. Okay. This one I will probably just handcraft. Lead. Lead. Where's my lead? Oh, lead. Lead and titanium and iron. Titanium. Oh gosh. You. Oh hey, non-zero iron. Do all of... I see. So there's a number of Mark II equipment that use tin. So I was wondering where all my tin was actually ultimately going, and it looks like the tin is actually being used largely for the Mark II stuff. Directly or indirectly. Alright, you... or lube. And sulfur! Cough, cough. $300, huh? That means $450. That means $750. 15, 1,000. 400, 1,400, huh? That's 3 of these. 150 stone. So a singular sand extractor for stone. Oh, I didn't. Oops. Oops. That would have been handy to do a long time ago. Niobium. Why, oh gosh. Hello. My niobium is apparently very much, in demand. Boink. No. There. Almost at 1,300 Logibots. At $12.99. Alright, so I think... clearly... trying to go the route of the infinite lubricant and coal gas. It's gonna be a lot of buildings. Because getting enough stone, literally 150 per second of stone. That's 10 yellow belts of stone. That's... waiting on circuits. Why are you waiting on circuits? Here, have circuits. Like, just take my circuits. The sand extractors, making stone. Let's see, 150. Yes, I know I can jump by 10s and such, but anyway. So, 75 of the Mark 1s. 60 per second on the iron sticks. That's 30 per second on iron. Ah. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and just say nope to all of that business. Yeah, let's just give that a good big ol' nope to all that. Let's figure out something else that might be a little bit more efficient. So I've shown yes, it's possible to do this way if you wanted to make enough stone, or if you wanted to make enough wood to feed all of this. Yeah, technically it's possible. It's a huge setup for just so little gain. But you can do it. Thing is, this aromatics to lubricant isn't that great, to be honest. As a way of getting lubricant, straight up, this is the way. But also, apparently you get some, yeah, because it's grease, lubricant's used in grease, you get lubricant back that you can just use to make more grease again. I am gonna have to scale lubricant. Low distillates. And titanium tetrachloride. Might be viable. Might be viable. Done in a heavy oil refinery. Anyway, so heavy oil. How am I gonna get you? That is only a third of the heavy oil for the tar put in. You get coke out of it, though. Which is an interesting prospect. Of course, heavy from crude. Hey, a whole extra frickin' 20 units of heavy oil by throwing a plate at it, and it moves a little bit faster. Gee. Although, that does give you technically more heavy oil than the crude that you put in. How powerful would that act? Like, what are the implications of that? Boy. Because I'm pretty sure that that has some implications to it. Let's see. Gasoline, water, and low is an option. Salt plus crude to get sulfur, ash, and heavy. For reference here, I'm looking for easy, infinite methods of producing this heavy oil to make lubricant. Oleo can. And chromium and sulfuric, which... that's not convenient in the slightest. This is a lot of ash and sulfur and heavy. Sulfur to help give back some sulfuric. Remember how I said sulfur was free? That also means sulfuric is free. Oleo is only made from nichrome and lard. That's such a shame. And you get glycerol out of it as well. Which, yeah, sure, fine. The only way of getting oleochemicals involves nichrome. Which will soon need sand castings for this molten recipe. This would be such a great recipe if the oleochemicals weren't only available through one recipe like that. And then this again with the nichrome. This with ultimately nichrome plus chromium. Yeah, low distillates. Looks like we're looking at tar or crude. Alright, so that's 3-to-1, and I know that heavy to lube is 1-to-1, so going this way is 3 tar to 1 lubricant. Going this way is... it looks like greater than 3-to-1. So that would be the more efficient method of doing things, would be tar to heavy to lube. It's still a lot of tar, though, to consider if you're trying to do this renewably. Now, I'll note again, I don't have to do this renewably. I've got basically a full throughput pipe of tar to tap into. Like, I'm not worried about how much actual tar I have on my pipelines. I am literally tapping into all of this. Oh, hello. You want lap, kitty? I'm literally tapping into all of this. I've got one here that's 96.1 per second. I have a 96.1, a 76.7, an 84.6, an 82.1. Yeah, I've got lots. I've got lots. Also, Kitty is here. Kitty is here. He's on the lap. Yeah, how about looking up? Hey, Cole. That's the kitty, that's the pretty boy. Pretty boy with a whole bunch of knots all over. Alright, let's bring this back. You can see Kitty briefly. So it's not like I don't have tar or I don't have crude. I mean, I have them, but just thinking about methods to get it renewably to not, or shall we say, methods to make it locally so that I don't have to pipe it or barrel it and ship it. Both methods are valid. It's just, I'd rather avoid doing that, but if the cost is a massive setup, ultimately stemming from needing stone, from needing iron, that's ultimately also produced the exact same way in a different location to feed into this, you can get how this becomes a little bit unwieldy and will require inordinate amounts of time to actually set up. So, what I'm going to do is, well, A, I have lubricant here already. B, I want to scale my lubricant. I have coal gas being made various different ways, including via FTS reactors. Here, not here, here. Consuming a bit of, I think this is the zinc. Yeah, this is the zinc chloride. Which sucks that I consume this to make some coal gas. Various different methods of coal gas exist. I had wanted at one point to do this one, but this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing. Not doing any of these down here, and then there's this, so not that many ways of getting actual coal gas compared to, you know, syngas and such. But, and you need the coal gas to feed the ground borer recipes. Of course, all of this stems from trying to do the ground borer recipes, so how about just not? There's also another option here, which is just don't do ground boring. After spending, what, an hour or so talking about, discussing what it would take to do the ground boring, he's not even going to do it! He's not even going to do it. No, I'm not, actually. I'm going to take mining drills. I'm going to store some stuff in my car. And we're just going to go to a different patch. Because tin happens to only need steam. And from what I can tell off the top of my head, the steam that is required has no temperature requirement on the tin. So you can use even the colder steam that gets produced that you would otherwise do closed loops in. I know you can, like, barely see the kitty, but he's still here. He's still here. Kitty is still here. Still here. Also, I went right past this nice little tin patch. So, methods of getting steam. There happens to be this stuff known as coal gas that exists. Also, this is not 200% mining time, so... Oh, also, do I not have... I know I threw in... Alright, so that's small power poles, this one's medium. Which direction? So do I want to tap this? Looks like I can get 2 in at least. That'll be fine. There's my equivalent of a red belt tin. So then just go down here. Blah. That is correct, yes. Yes, that looks correct to me. Yep. Build! Build my nanobots! Probably don't need that hyping. Oh hey, I was carrying around sinkholes. Speaking of which... Yeah, sinkholes. Oh, I'm not carrying around speed modules. What the heck am I doing? My need for tin is also quite immediate, so I'm not going to increase the efficiency at this point in time. Also, yeah, let's grab that. Let's do from iron to niobium and from small to medium. Not particularly worried about overusing my medium poles, although I will have to go grab more. Lots of pipe. Okay. Wait, this is water in. Okay. First time I will use this bad boy. It actually has rotation as well. I like this one because I like the sprite, and they actually drew the various rotations of the well. Which, yeah, that's even better. 'Tis even better. I need water here, too. For those washers. Yeah, kitty. You like my lap? Hmm? Yes, water solutions. Water solutions is, a time saver. I mean, I could tap this and run pipe, but... Ha, cheater. Yeah, sure. I mean, it's not like I can just, you know, take an offshore pump, place it right there, and run a pipe. That's all it saves. It's not like I mean, think of it this way, it's not as powerful as something like the Bob's version of the pumps when you enable the setting to place them anywhere rather than on the quote water ore that gets added. If you're just using Bob's. If you're using Angels, you don't have access to that water ore. So you get these pumps that don't do anything, but there's an option for you to enable those recipes so you can just put them down anywhere. They take modules, they can be beaconed, and they can end up producing insane amounts of water for nothing, basically. But this deep water well is just an offshore pump. It is a singular offshore pump for that building and has all of the limitations of the offshore pumps. I also need to hook this up to my power network. That shall be next. Actually, what shall be next is... So, this is designed for 1 throughput yellow belt of ore in. I am, of course, producing 2. Therefore, I need to double it. Of course. Must be doubled. Must be doubled. Also, why I do that, I don't know. Might not need the extra ones on the ends on occasion. Should be fine, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why 7? Why 7 of all things? Alright. A lot of washers will be required, apparently. I mean, alternatively, I could just upgrade the mark level, right? mean, that's always an option. I'm pretty sure I don't need more hot air. But I will start casting more. Oh. Yeah, that looks about right. Yeah, that looks better. Of course, I'm unsure about... Like, I'm pretty sure this is going to be more than one lane that this will output, so I have to deal with that. I also have to deal with the fact that I need to run a second line, and then after these first 6... After these first 5, I should say. There we go. That will be the tin fed. Then there is the requirement for steam, and I think it's 300 per second. Yep, 300 per second of steam. What is convenient? There's coal right there. And raw coal, and that might be medium crude. I might prefer that if it's medium. Where's my car? Right down there. Ah. So I'm glad that my keyboard has been working today. Just fine. After having spilled water on it yesterday and causing my whole PC to just go bonkers. This is unfortunately big oil patches, so it looks like I'm not going to use those for now. As those will need circuit 3s, if I'm not mistaken. Or something that I can't make yet. Oh, yeah. Yeah, circuit 3s. And, yeah, that's... super alloy. So I have to say, I need the next level of tech, because you can't make circuit board 3s. I mean, you can, but not the intended route. Because you can't get gold until the next tech level. You can't do the normal processing of gold until the next tech level, which is the production science. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, Pyanodon, here we've got access to these things called circuit 3s to make, but there are not that many ways of getting gold until after production science, the next step up. Just a thought. Maybe make circuit board 3s unlocked with production science. Because, yeah, I do have the option of making gold through... I do have boilers, right? Stored in here? Some. I do have the option of making some gold through the various particle accelerators, or through particle accelerators, or through minimally through soot at this point, but the actual method of getting gold out of the chromium chains doesn't unlock until production science, so That's sad, and it blocks Circuit 3s until you make production science. Anyway, so down here... Am I still holding on to... Yes, I am. Actually, so 300 units of steam. I think that is a full 20 boilers. No, it wouldn't be. A boiler produces 60, so 300 over 60 is 5. I only need 5. I'll hype the steam. So I'll put the boilers down here. Then if you've never seen this before, that's a way to feed boilers directly. Then of course, let's do it there. Water, water everywhere. And I left my car up there, didn't I? Yep. Hey look, there's like water right here that I could have chosen to tap into instead. Hey, you're getting up. You're finally leaving. You're finally leaving me, kitty. Now to, readjust everything. Bit. Yeah. You like it? You like your lap time? Alright. Power. Oh, I can at least do this, though. Yeah, it's my goal. You're looking at me and you're purring. Okay, that would all connect. 30 more minutes, oh joy. Am I going to actually have enough time to finish this? I think so. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure tin is simple, especially now that I have the ability to just copy and paste stuff. Okay, let's go back onto my network to get some more medium electric poles delivered to me. I might start actually automating them up with the rest of the robot stuff. Might. We shall see. And by we shall see, I mean probably not, actually. Even though it is a major hike for the Logibots anytime they want to attempt to deliver to me any amounts of medium electric poles. They also want to deliver like 1,000 transport belts to me at the moment and a whole bunch of other stuff. But, yeah, I'm doing what I want, not what they want. It's getting filled in, I have to say. We're starting to get filled in. We are over halfway there in a lot of places. Uh-oh. Hi, car. Take some fuel. Been a while since I've had to refuel the car. I was like, why am I slowing down? Oh. Oh. Also, is this really... all of my iron? Maybe. Like, what am I losing iron to? Small parts, clearly. Clearly, I'm losing it to some small parts. Anyways, you mine. Off we go. I need to pick up crushers, secondary crushers, washers, all the stuff, all the things. All the stuff and or things. To build those ghosts. Hopefully, I'll have some actually available. All my dudes. All of my dudes placing all of the tiles. Oh, hello. Thank you for things. Thank you for presents. All of my things. My minions. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hello, minions. Alright, I went and I did that shenaniganry on the coke, and I never actually brought it up. Oops. It's like, oh, let's bring coke up to have it on the logistics network up top for anything that needs coke. Right. Sort of need to actually run that belt. Those 4 belts, I should clarify. Anyway, robots, could you hurry it up and give me what you want to give me? Like, geez, how many are there coming from below? No more coming from below. Good. Let's go. They're gonna try and fill me with 2,000 transport belts. How many they got? Another 80. Another 80. They carry 4. Or 3. Something like that. Looks like 4. So I've got a few more on their way. Just a few more. Two, 3, 4. 5 more. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Or 1 more, actually. There we go. There we go. All done. Let's see if we've actually made anything. We've set up stuff to start automating. Let's see if any of it actually is automated. So. Oh, right, I didn't... Okay. Automated screeners. All of them. Where am I automating automated screeners? Am I? That's the other thing. Am I? Did I set those up? Here. Yes, I did. And I have all of them. Here, I happen to need a lot of automated screeners at times, so maybe do 5 stacks. Secondaries are not producing. Secondary crushers are used in jigs. Okay, so that means I need to go over to my jigs to pick up the ones that I have made, because it's just filling that box at the moment. I've made a jig. A jig exists. Need one to do further iron processing. That's a thing. Wait, you give what now? You give coal, water, slurry, fuel. That's actually pretty nice that it gives that. Anyway. You are... Oh, you are stack size 5. Hey, there's another thing. That's stack size 5. So jigs. Jigs are 5. For some reason, gasifiers are 5, but so are jigs. Oh wow, I'm actually making Mark II of the hydroclassifiers. They are actually being made. That is interesting. Didn't expect to see them this soon. Also, where are all of the circuit 1s ending up? Because I do need more secondary crushers. I am just making my circuit 1s. Oh, thank you for big poles. Really big poles. I said something about not having any speed modules on me. Yeah. Take the circuit 2s. I want the 1s. Give me 1s. 1s! 1s must be mine. Also, speaking of which, hey, they did it. They did the thing. How many more do I have? How many extras? Hey, we've got the stuff. Excellent. It is moving in the non-zero direction, and I am very happy about that. We've got ourselves solar panels. Which means it's time to rewire this. All of this. As soon as I come out here, place these down. There we go. Take that away from me. Take that away. Don't need it. That. Those. Okay. This doesn't need to exist at all. I can just break that line. Technically speaking, this is already separated. So you know how I went on that big spiel about having to make it so that these turbines are separated completely? As it turns out, they already are. They already are. In fact, all I have to really do here is break off that. And I guess that, because that doesn't matter. If I look at this... Oh, would you look at that? This whole thing uses like 3-something megawatts at a time. 4. So you can see how it's now all hooked up. It's hooked up to this solar panel array with the various accumulators, and then all 5 of the at least I think all 5, actually you there need that. But anyway, so these 6 actually now hook up to the main network all by themselves, and they're not being used to power any of this. They are all separate networks. Ta-da! Now that was easy. Simple even. Especially after throwing a whole bunch of efficiency modules at the problem. Off we go. Actually, are we gonna go? I need a regenerative heat exchanger and advanced foundries and washers. Lots and lots of washers and jaw crushers. So where are my jaw crushers and washers? Alright, jaw crushers. Foundries. I could do Mark IIs. Not going to, though. Just because I don't want to mess with my current ghosts. Washers. Yeah, I will take those. Is that even going to be enough? I have no clue. I have not the clue. Not in the slightest of clues. Alright, car. Oh yes, the regenerative heat exchanger. I just need the one. I don't remember. Am I making those? It would be easy to see because it's blue. Blue and drawn and not a sprite of what the actual building looks like. Yeah, it looks as if I haven't done that one yet. So... Here, make regenerative heat exchangers. Don't need a lot of them, just make them. As easy as that. Now let's head on over. Start plopping things down. Through the power of nanobots. Ow. Yes, that is a rock. That is a rock. It is solid. Alright, let's take a walk. See if I have enough stuff. Alright. Do I have enough secondaries? I don't think so. No, I'm missing 2. Oh well. Beautiful things. And I am carrying... Oh, by the way. That makes it so much easier. Alright. The pumps. Unfortunately, I don't have the stuff on me to make the pumps. That's sad. I did hook up power down there, right? Yes. Sort of. Not the medium poles that I need, though, so I will do that. I'll run the power out. I'll bring the pressure pumps back. Yep, that's all that's needed. Run my big poles to the main part of the base. Off we go. Oh wow, it's actual forest. There's so little forest around. I was, getting a little afraid. Like, where's all the forest, man? Speaking of which, Pyanodon mentioned not having actually seen termite bots in action before, or really knowing of their existence a long time ago. So termite bots, they work like this. And they can end up destroying your own stuff in the process. So they're an ammo for the nano emitters, and they get sent out at wood entities, the various trees nearby, and they slowly destroy them. And it's complete destruction. You don't get any of the wood from it. They just die. So it's a relatively efficient method of dealing with any forests that are in your way. I say relatively efficient, not actually efficient, by the way. Saves from blowing up. It's like, let's have termites eat it for us. Okay, I need pumps. Beautiful pumps. I am making my pumps up here somewhere or other. Thank you for things. Where was I making the pumps again? Here. Yeah, let's keep that limited. What else did I need? I don't know. I don't know. Can I make a radar, please? Or a megadar or something? What do I need? Where's my recipe for the megadar? Steel. Hey, how about some of that steel? Give me some megadar coverage. Now, was that all I needed? I think so. So if I head on out there, I'll be able to start seeing production of my plates, my beautiful, beautiful tin plates, maybe? Hopefully. Please? Please, tin? Or did I connect the power to the miners yet? Oh. That would help. That would help too. At least they have their steam to start moving. You there are going to actually be a wonderful and glorious Megadar. Oh, right, the two secondary crushers. Oops. Also, did I not take speed? Like, seriously. Kill the stuff and the things. I don't need that anywhere. You've got that going. You're doing the thing. You are absolutely glorious and moving. Yes, you consume the full belt. Just like you'll consume the full belt, this should theoretically be a lot more than... Yeah. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That actually solves all problems by outputting the bottom 5. Onto the bottom lane here. That kills all issues. And it all gets balanced out here anyway. Oh, you are not powered. Hello. Just like you guys are not powered. And I apparently didn't walk down here for the rest of the washers. Speaking of which, how many washers are here? 14. Yeah, that's enough water. So the question I'm having is, do I need these other two secondaries? We shall see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would have to go through, do the math again on this to see exactly how many secondaries. 30 into 6. I think that's into 6.5. 30 into 6.5. One point. Or 6.5 into, and then 3.25. Oh, no. I think I'm wrong. 12. Yeah, that should be exactly 3. I might need that one more. Ooh, I might actually need that one more. Interesting. That's making 1.5 plus 6, 7.5. 7.5, making 2. making 2 per seconds on that. So, yeah. Having 4 is just fine. I mean, it is a little slightly itty bitty bit more than 2. So, really, I only need just the 1 secondary crusher. But anyway, we've got 10 plates! Technically speaking, we have more than tripled the 10 plates being produced. We are more than tripled. Now, how in the F am I going to get across? Let's go up a little bit more. I'm going to get across and start putting this onto my network, and then we're going to call it for the day. If only I could draw a straight line, that would be wonderful. Alright, so if I go across from here, I'll need to landfill a little bit, but we are otherwise okay. Moving along. It's easy enough to just place down a little landfill. This is why I've been carrying around landfill for so long. I like... Ooh, hello. More handcrafting speed. As if that will matter very much going forward, now that I have literally automated so many things. The base grows. Now, here's the thing. Oh yeah, thank you, stuff. Thank you, stuff, for stuff. I'm gonna run this here. This seems like a good line to draw. A convenient line to draw. Actually, yeah, stuff and things. Get rid of that, and that, and that, and those, and that, and that. Okay, now, assuming that everything is just fine, and I don't have any gaps, I should now have a lot more tin coming in. A lot more. Oh, hello. Why are you... Why are you not able... Wow, even having the 2 with speed isn't enough? Sheesh. Anyway, I'll take care of that next time. What got done today? Okay. I will admit that today was a lot of discussions about things and not actually doing things. I mean, technically I did set up the brand new area of tin mining. That much I got done. I can claim that with certainty. We got that tin done. And also technically got this block powered through solar and put on a separate network. Yes, there was a lot of planning. Planning is important, but it ultimately I ended up doing something completely different than what I was originally planning anyway. Or thinking about doing. It's something I still want to do, but not at my current levels of production of iron, for example. I will want to do my iron first. Did I actually do anything on the bus? I ran my drill heads up. That's a main thing that I did, was I ran the drill heads up. That's a pretty big deal. And then of course, I expanded automation. Like, this entire block is new. This entire block of automation is all new. Added today. So, I've automated things. Lots and lots and lots of things. Stuff that is rather important going into the next chains of stuff. Now, since this now exists as is, I can do a copy and paste. I can do copy pasting of this. So this is my power block MK2. I do want the modules. I don't want any of the aluminum tiles if you've copied them. Does not look like it copied any of the aluminum tiles, which is fine. It did get this. Let's not do that. If I really wanted to, I could add the stone water wells into this. Otherwise, it looks good to me. It does have the RoboPort there. I'll go ahead and get rid of that. Otherwise, it's just fine. I could upgrade the small poles to medium, but I'll leave it. Save. And when I said that I could upgrade it to medium, I do mean that you can literally upgrade to medium. But I think that breaks the separate networks if I keep it there. I mean, it's already saved anyway. But yeah, so with that, I would like to thank you all for watching. As I stretch, this has been Otaku Showboat. If you're watching the VOD on YouTube, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you are so inclined, head on over to twitch.tv/Otaku Showboat to leave a follow and turn on notifications to be reminded when I go live every Sunday through Friday from 10 a.m. to approximately 1 p.m. US Eastern Time. I hope to see you all on the next one.